Life under Buhari. Nigeria's former president, Muhammad Buhari, passed away on July 13, 2025, in a clinic in London at the age of 82. He ruled Nigeria twice, first as a military head of state from 1983 to 1985, then again as democratically elected president from 2015 to 2023. But what was life really like under him? We break it down starting from the military years from 1983 to 1985. Buhari came into power in 1983 by overthrowing the democratically elected president Shehu Shagari in a military coup. Nigeria was going through hard times then, and to fix the economy, he introduced serious spending cuts and some other measures which ultimately affected education, healthcare, and infrastructural development. He also launched an anti-corruption campaign that saw politicians and businessmen arrested in droves. There was also the War Against Indiscipline campaign, which saw soldiers flog civilians for things like not queuing properly. It was supposedly done to promote patriotism and order, but this was pure punishment to those who experienced it. And then there was Decree Number 4, which targeted journalists who wrote things that the government did not like. Journalists like Tunde Thompson and Doa Kalirabo were victims of this decree. Buhari ruled with an iron fist until 1985, when General Ibrahim Babangida overthrew him. The civilian era, 2015 to 2023. In 2015, Buhari became Nigeria's president after contesting 3 previous times. In the same year, he launched a heavy anti-corruption campaign. Some people hailed this courageous move, but soon it started to look one-sided. Opposition figures like Olisa Metu were rightly dragged to court for corruption, while government allies like Rotimi Amechi, the former Minister of Transportation, and Kayode Fayemi walked free. Under Buhari, Nigeria entered a harsh economic recession, which was partly caused by the global oil price crash and partly due to what some experts termed incompetence. The naira also suffered under Buhari. It depreciated rapidly, dropping from about 197 naira to over 500 naira per dollar between 2015 and 2017. 2020. Pandemic and protests. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic hit Nigeria hard, forcing a lockdown that crippled businesses and pushed millions into deeper poverty. But the most defining moment came in October with the EndSARS protests. Young Nigerians took to the streets to demand an end to the police brutality they suffered at the hands of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. The protests went on for close to 2 weeks, but came to a tragic end when soldiers opened fire on peaceful protesters at the Lekki toll gate on October 20, 2020. Though the government denied responsibility, evidence including live videos and reports by CNN and Amnesty International confirmed that the Nigerian army was involved. 2022, Naira Wahala and ASU Shege. The start of 2022 was rough for federal university students. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, began a nationwide strike in 2022, which lasted for 8 months. Federal universities were shut down and an entire academic year was gone. As if the country had not seen enough, the central bank decided to redesign the naira in late 2022. They gave Nigerians a short deadline to swap old notes for new ones. This was one of the most insane periods under Buhari's administration. Almost overnight, the old notes disappeared, but the new ones were nowhere to be found. Markets, transport services, and small businesses, most of which were cash-based, struggled to operate. Some people even slept outside banks, and conflicts erupted in banking halls and ATM queues. There were reports of people losing their lives due to the scarcity. So, what was life like under Buhari? Buhari's time in office felt like a long, exhausting roller coaster. For many young Nigerians, it was the era of dashed hopes and economic heartbreak. Sure, there were some roads, trains, and his anti-corruption campaign to point to, but his presidency was largely characterized by hardship. To this day, many Nigerians can't shake off the trauma they lived through, from fuel scarcity and inflation to the trauma of the Lekki shooting and the madness of the cash crunch. Buhari's presidency left scars, that Nigerians won't forget anytime soon.